No sooner as I walked outside, the rain came. That's my wagon with my stuff in it. I just got in position to start my air layers and the video air layers, but the rain had other ideas, and it's kind of gonna be like this all day, so we'll see how it goes. Hit or miss. Okay, it's a rainy day and I'm finding some make-do work. That's a Japanese green maple, and even here is a little one I have in a pot, little ceramic bonsai pot that I'm just soaking. Even though it's raining, it didn't get wet enough to suit me. Plus I'm going to fertilize it here shortly. But the idea here is it could be something as nice and as large as the first tree I showed you, or something small like that. But guess what? They all start from little things. And so I'm going to make do with the weather and the available time I've got. And what I'm going to do is move this junk out of the way. And see all those? Those are Japanese green maples in the ground. I stuck them there several years ago, straight into the ground. And they've rooted, and I had no real desire to get in there and dig them out at any particular time. That's a trident maple right there. I just stuck it in the ground right along the edges of this bench affair, so when I water or when the rain runs off of it, boom, there you have it right there. So I'm going to dig these just as make-do work. As a matter of fact, right behind me, behind my little cart there, there's another. This is a nice large piece that I actually cut out of the top of a tree when I was trimming it up. So that's a premium piece right there of Japanese green maple. I stuck another piece there. And most of this is under the pear tree. Lots of oak leaves blowing here, and so I just rake this up to kind of guide and steer the water when it rains and runs off. So in other words, I'm putting these things where they get natural water or water that I put on them because they're close at hand. Okay, so this gets a natural amount of runoff from rain as well as when I water over the bench right there. So make do work. I'm going to dig these up and pot them up, so we'll see what happens. Also remember how deep you plant. This is a one-hand job here. That's a shovel. I call it a sharpshooter because it has the pole end on it, the sharp end, not the square tip or not the round tip, but this is for digging holes and setting poles and such. But anyway, and then have these. So right there, close to 20 trees that I just set right underneath the bench. That's a pear tree. But anyway, doesn't take much. If you got a little space or a lot, you can only put one piece in one spot at any rate. So use what you got to get what you want. Okay, I'm getting ready to pot up these Japanese green maple cuttings that I stuck in the ground under the bench. And just so you can see that this is the way it goes. There's my pots there. As a matter of fact, that's my table that I keep my pots and such on off the ground, and hopefully try to keep mosquitoes and extra waters out. There's crates and such. You know, I tried to get it organized to a degree. The leaves come in from the trees overhead. But anyway, this is how propitious this is. Working ahead. This was just dumped out of dead pots, if you will, to recycle. This is one of my dipper pots. Side watering for light stuff. And all it cost me was gaining 5 pounds with all the fruit cocktail that was in that can. Or just pour it out. One of my famous dipper pots. Yes, famous. But if you're going to store water open like this, float in there some wood, because if the lizards get in there, they may not be able to get out. Or if a bird falls in there, that's not a bird used to the water. So that'll give them something to hold on to till you show up. Now, if it's a snake, you and that snake both are on your own, okay? You figure it out. Work it out. Work it out. Snakes like friends too, you know. Not me, but you work it out. So anyway, yeah, the mosquitoes and all that comes, but if you're catching rain and you're going to use the rainwater, you know, within a certain amount of time, I suggest floating some wood in there for the little critters that might fall in. But anyway, there were 17 pots, not 20 as I guessed, but 17, close to 20. That was a pretty good guess. So anyway, there's a couple of things right there, hopefully to inspire and to just show you what kind of craziness I'm dealing with around here, what kind of madcap. So enjoy.